Past life regression is, in my experience, the most direct route to connecting with your higher self, soul, spirit, whatever word you want to put on it. It is truly an amazing path. I've been practicing quantum healing hypnosis technique, QHHT, developed by Dolores Cannon, for 11 years now, and I've had over 2,000 clients. I was in New York for the last 10 years or so, 10 and a half, and now just moved to Los Angeles, where I practice currently. And one thing that just blows my mind every time is the genius of the higher self. Now, you have to understand, when you go into a past life regression hypnosis session, that your higher self is leading everything once you're in hypnosis. So in quantum healing, QHHT, what we do is the session, the hypnosis part of the session, is divided into two parts. One part is going through past lives, 1, 2, sometimes even more past lives. And it's not you or me that picks the past lives. How could we? We don't even know what they are. We don't know when they are, where they are. It's the higher self that picks the past lives. And sometimes it picks a scene from your childhood, or sometimes it picks another scene, because it picks what is necessary to do the work that needs to be done, the healing, the spiritual transformation. It could be physical healing, emotional healing, whatever needs to be done. Your higher self will choose whatever life, and within that life it'll choose whatever moments of the life it needs to see, that you need to see. And what's amazing is that as soon as you are in these past lives, you are really being saturated with the energy of your higher self. And it's beginning a process of spiritual awakening. Because the more time you spend channeling your higher self, being in the presence of your higher self consciously, or under hypnosis, the more you connect with it, the more it becomes a normal part of you. That really results in more intuition, being in touch with those gut feelings that are really, a lot of times, your best guides, as long as your brain doesn't get involved in the interpretation too much. And so then, after we go through the past lives, we connect directly with the higher self, and you channel it. You prepare a list of questions for your session, and then you end up channeling your higher self, answering the questions that you have prepared. So during this whole process, you will probably be very aware. And your egoic mind might even question, probably will question, like, is this real? Am I really hypnotized? Is this really my higher self? Is this really my past life? Because you have to understand, your ego has one job, and that is to be an interface between you and this current lifetime. So your ego holds you in this identity that includes name, your sex, your age, your nationality, all that stuff, your personal history, your emotional issues, all of this. And so your ego has a very tight focus, but a very limited focus. And your higher self is the part of you that knows who you really are on this kind of eternal level. Now, what's funny is, the ego kind of resists that. And I tell my clients all the time, it's like, it's your ego that called me and booked a session, but also it's your ego that might be blocking what comes through. So it's kind of a tight wire walk. And you have your spirit on one side, your ego on the other side, and there you are. But the thing is, your ego cannot encompass your higher self. Your higher self can encompass your ego easily. It already does. But the ego tries to understand everything. It's normal. We all do. And when you try to put everything in terms of your ego, it won't work. The ego is kind of a control freak, and that's okay. The higher self honors the ego and the job that it does, but maybe would like to tweak it a little bit, wake it up a little bit. And so what happens during the session is the concept I like of you can't unhear this. You can't unhear what comes through. Even if you doubt it, even if you're struggling with the new information, you can't unhear it. And if it's true, it's going to have an impact on you. It's going to start unwinding certain areas of your ego that are not letting spirit shine through. So, past life regression, in the way that I do it, in the way of quantum healing hypnosis technique, is just an amazing pathway to opening up to your higher self. It's not something that is, a panacea. It's not necessarily something that gets rid of all the struggle, all the spiritual struggle. It's one step on a path. And it's always important to understand that you being in a physical body, you having an ego, it's not a mistake. Your higher self chose to do it. A lot of people get very interested in ascension, spiritual ascension, me too. But it's important to understand that your higher self already is ascended. And it decided to have this experience being you, this limited character. So there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if we can bring more spirit into that, beautiful. That's kind of the goal, to me, of spirituality. It's bringing the spirit into the body, into this limited experience, so it can kind of light you up in this life you're living here. It can guide your life purpose and change your whole framework for what you really are, what life is really all about. And when you start seeing things from this expanded framework, a lot of these issues, especially emotional issues that you've been dealing with your whole life, they just kind of melt away in the light of the truth of who you really are. Because who you really are doesn't have these issues. Your higher self doesn't have a bunch of issues. It is an evolving being, but it doesn't have the kind of emotional issues, childhood traumas, all that kind of stuff that you do as an ego. So if you'd like to find out more about doing a past life regression session, you can look at my website, andysway.com, and or you can email me at andysway@yahoo.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.